and welcome to Impossible Coin, your home for the newest information in video game news and game opinions. I'm your host, Brian Cartwright. I'm joined by Rocky Hardy.
Yeah, that's me.
And Tegan Somerset.
Hi, y'all.
So pull up a cup of your favorite cider, kick back, and get ready for Impossible Coin, your home for video game news. Brought to you by Mattress Hole. Because who wants a mattress with a hole?
God, I wish we were actually sponsored.
I'm kind of glad that we're not, honestly. I worry about it all the time. Because then we'd have to fight over copy and, like...
We wouldn't have to fight over copy. I know how copy is supposed to go. You wouldn't have to worry about it. I could just handle that.
See, you would think so, right? But here's the thing. There would just be 1 week where the Tegan-approved copy goes through, and then Brian's upset about it, and he doesn't say it right away. Instead, he holds it in his heart for, 3 weeks. And then we just end up with, something weird happening on the 4th week, and then we all have to sit back and, why did that happen? And then we start investigating that. And then eventually we find our way back to the copy, and then all the copy changes, but then, it just becomes, a new bureaucracy that we have to do. I don't want to do that. But it might happen, and I'm preparing myself every day.
Well, fortunately, we don't have to worry about that with Mattress Hole, because Mattress Hole trusts us, just like they trust their consumers, which is why they have a 100-night sleep guarantee. You can get a mattress from Mattress Hole, try it at home for 100 nights, and if it doesn't work out for you, send them back. And not only will you get a full refund, they'll send you a $25 gift certificate to the Sizzler.
See, this really does sound like it could be copy for purple almost.
No, yeah, that's the joke.
That is a mattress that is full of holes, in the most literal sense.
Yeah.
I'd give it a shot, though. If Purple sent me a free mattress, I'd sleep on it for 100 days and tell you how it was.
Yeah, but
I'm not afraid of that.
I also don't trust that, because, sure, you sleep on it for 100 days, and then, you decide, hey, I tried out the mattress, we got to day 86, we weren't feeling it, we'd like to give it back. And they're like, oh, okay, then we'll start the process, and then they send you some paperwork that take 2 weeks to get there, and then by the time you send it back, it's, postmarked and it's late, and you have to fight them about that, because you made the call on day 86 or whatever, and then it comes back, and then they say, oh, okay, I'm sorry for the confusion before. We'll absolutely accept your return. You just have to pay these fees to have the movers take the mattress out, and then there's a rolling fee. And then you have to pay the UPS. We can't do USPS. There's a bad blood. Jimmy, had a fight with a postman a couple years back, so we don't work with them anymore. And it's just I don't know. I don't want this to be the vibe of what I'm doing today, so I'm going to stop.
And
I'm going to do something else.
I just don't see a return happening, Rocky, since what goes in the hole is either the trademark cooling element or the trademark heating element. Just slide in whichever you prefer in order to give your mattress the experience that you absolutely desire. Do you want something which is cool to the touch when you sleep, or warm and toasty as you hide in the blankets in winter? And for those that are looking for a fresher experience, Mattress Hole now supports scented inserts for the mattress hole. So regardless of what you're looking for during sleep, Mattress Hole has you covered.
I think it should be Mattress Hole has you supported. Or something like that. Not covered, because Mattress Hole is not a cover. Mattress Hole is the thing that I am laying on.
Okay.
Mattress Hole, listen, I have better copy than you do. Get fucked.
Jesus Christ. Teagues, what's the scent that you're going to put into the mattress hole?
I'm not, because I'm allergic to the scents. I tried them all at the same time, and I'm actually the size of a large Macy's Day Parade balloon.
What if they all what if they interact in a way that, you combine them and then suddenly they turn into, a scent Voltron?
Are you trying to say it's my fault that I look like a Macy's Day balloon?
I didn't say that at all. You know what? I apologize for the insinuation, Miss Somerset.
Thank you.
Oh my god. Are we really a Mattress Hole podcast now?
God, I wish. I don't actually wish, that's a lie. No, we're a podcast about video games.
Allegedly, yeah.
But it's the new year. New year, new us.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a lie. New year, same us.
I don't know, I might be a little different.
Well,
just saying.
Rocky, I'm glad that you're done talking about Mattress Hole, because if you're done talking about Mattress Hole, then I wanted to talk about Oak Tree Gentleman's Grooming.
Yeah, okay.
When it comes time to trim the tree, Oak Tree Gentleman's Grooming will help make sure that your oak tree and your chestnuts get all the care that they need. Oak Tree Gentleman's Grooming.
I thought we turned that sponsor down.
What if we just, like, do a moratorium on ads? We just tell companies that they cannot advertise for, like, 10 years and then see what happens.
Like, none ads at all?
None ads at all. I'm fairly certain we'll end up in, like a Futurama situation where, like, they somehow figure out how to put ads in, like, people's dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if they don't, right, if we outfox them on that front, we pass the correct law with enough lead time, I wonder what kind of world we'd be living in. I wonder what that would be like.
Okay, I do hate to say this, though, but I really like Gen Z's advertisements.
Okay. What's your favorite Gen Z advertisement?
Every single one I've seen is like a crazy short film.
Okay.
You know? That's
Yeah.
either like hyper capitalist or like to the point where it's bordering on horror or like actually just chill. Does that make sense?
I think I get what you mean. Are you talking about, say, like those new OnStar commercials? Have you seen those?
No. I haven't seen the OnStar commercials. So,
like, I get them on Hulu now because I use my partner's Hulu, and I'm watching ads now. And OnStar has a series of ads that are all, like, horror tinged.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a joke because the threat is that the OnStar service keeps getting smarter and, like, better. But they lean on, like, horror tropes, like they have, like, country town with the big house with, like, the porch, and there's, like, an old man in a rocking chair who's just, like, you know, yelling, like, it keeps getting better. You hear me? It keeps getting better. And then, like, you know, like a Ford, like, I was about to say a Ford Subaru, but like a Subaru out front, like, honks at them, like, menacingly or whatever. Or, like, there's, like, two guys, like, sitting in, like, a dark room with, like, one of those houses that have, like, a full glass panel wall. And they're just, like, it's like, yeah, man, they OnStar, you know, it keeps getting better. It's like, wait, what did you say? It keeps getting better. And then, like, you know, they look outside and there's, like, an SUV and it has, like, the lights on, but, like, it's, like, tinged red or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, like, 4 of those. Are you talking about stuff like that?
Yeah, kind of. So, like, there's a TikToker I follow, Kyle Prue,
Sure.
who does these How to Piss Off Men series, which is very funny.
Solid.
I would never say any of these things because men can be very scary.
Fair enough.
But he does commercials for like a credit card thing called Craig. And he essentially made like a FNAF style weird swamp monster mascot for Craig.
Okay.
And like keeps putting it in the commercials as like a mascot character. And then the mascot character will just vanish midway through the commercial. And at one point he crawls into like the air ducts in this classroom that he's like hosting this like talk on how like Craig is useful or whatever. And he's just eating students throughout the commercial. Like in the background, someone will be there and then they'll be gone and they'll be like a very messy pile of like seaweed and slime where they were and like shoes hanging from the ceiling or something. Oh
God.
It's so funny.
All right. No, okay.
He's just like, they're like, where did he go? And he's like, oh, he's in the walls. And then they all like evacuate at the end. It gives me a big goof. It just feels very silly.
I hear that. Actually, I have a segue here. Brian,
Yo.
I'm going to turn to an interviewer for a second. I hope you forgive me. But I know that you were recently on a podcast called Footage Fiends.
No, Footage Fiends is a magazine, and I have written an article for them.
Ah, that's even better. Okay. So I know that you were featured in Footage Fiends, and you were talking about a recurring motif called Craiging. I'm not sure if the magazine has gone to print yet or people can see it, but would you be able to tell us a bit about this motif, Craiging, today?
Sure. Yeah. So Craigie refers to this thing that happens in found footage horror movies, where inevitably there is somebody who is like charging around in the darkness, holding a flashlight, right? And they are yelling the name of the person who they presume to be in danger, who they think that they're running toward.
Okay.
You know, Craig, Craig,
Mhm.
you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was interested in like why this has become such a universal staple of the found footage genre. Like, you know, like as sure as so many different like genres have like tropes that they lean on, like that is definitely like a recurring trope of found footage. You know, if you're gonna have people like running around in the woods, you're gonna have somebody who's like holding a flashlight at the same time they're holding the camera, and they think that they're running toward a person who that they might be able to save. Um, and I think that the reason that people take to it so much is that it expresses a level of empathy that people hope that they would be capable of if confronted with the same situation. That like if somebody was stuck in like the woods and they were being pursued by, you know, the Blair Witch, and the Blair Witch had taken the person that they were in the woods with, they are hoping that like when push comes to shove that they would like, you know, be brave enough and have the empathy to run toward the danger to try to save somebody than to run away from the danger to save themselves. Like it's
Mhm.
I think that people like the phenomenon of the flashlight yelling, you know, because like it's an opportunity to, in the context of something which is trying to seem very, very real, show like a best case scenario for um, empathy and bravery. You know, people want to be that caring, people want to be that brave, and so it's nice to see someone, you know, as much as they're like, you know, screaming like "Ah, Craig," you know, or whatever the person's name might be,
Mhm.
they're like, I want to be that kind of person. I don't want to be the person who'd be like, well, fuck Craig, I'm going to let him die and get eaten by the witch or whatever and run away. You know, like,
Mhm.
so that's my idea, is that it's an opportunity to like gaze upon idealized self, to be the
Okay.
to like imagine the best possible version that they could be.
Cool.
Yeah. Um, I think it came about because of a particular perfect storm of media elements at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, throughout the early years of found footage, it didn't really exist in the genre at all. But then something came out which was not found footage, which was the X Files, and constantly on that show, Mulder and Scully be running around looking for each other with their flashlights.
Mhm.
You know, Mulder, Scully, you know, like all the time. And while the X Files was on the air, that was when the Blair Witch Project came out. And um,
The vibes are similar.
yeah, and like it's so like when you get to the end of Blair Witch and the main character Heather, who has been kind of like, you know, self-involved and selfish throughout a lot of the course of the film and like ignoring signs of obvious danger. When push comes to shove, you know, in the climax of the film, she's trying to find the person that she's in the woods with, Josh, and so she's like screaming for Josh, and she like goes into the like, you know, what is ultimately revealed to be like the witch's farmhouse, and runs headlong into the danger in like a very redemptive moment, because she has been so like single purposed and, you know, selfish throughout the film up until then. Like her big moment is ultimately a redemptive one where she runs toward the bad stuff, and that came out while people were still stoked up on like flashlights as expression of empathy from X Files.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, that was boring.
That was
Man, fuck you.
fun.
Did you just hit me with a man fuck you?
I
Yep.
did.
What in the world?
No, mm-mm. You don't get to fucking sit here and trash yourself while talking about your own shit. I'm not going to allow it. If that means I have to throw a fuck you at you for it, so be it.
New year, new us. We're proud of our projects this year.
Okay.
I said it.
Okay.
I said it out loud on the podcast. It's canon now.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of projects we're proud of, I just did a 24-hour stream with Raglan.
Okay.
I am very tired.
So you were there the whole 24 hours?
I was there all except for 4.5 of the hours.
Okay. 19 and a half hours is nothing to sneeze at.
Raglan was also there for the entire time except for 4.5 of the hours. So,
okay. Yeah,
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you're directly coming off of that to do this?
Yep.
Jiminy Christmas, Tegan!
And after this, I get to go to a family event for New Year's. I gotta eat like $70 worth of stinky cheese.
Wait, okay, so like, okay, let me take a step back first. There's an idea that's been like proliferating in my brain for a while about like, you know, the nature of like holidays and like, you know, gatherings and tradition and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw it articulated in a way that spoke to me. And please don't laugh at me because I know the wording is a little iffy, but the idea is that like tradition and ritual and ceremony are basically a formalization of the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so like, I know like personally, like growing up, I'm not doing it this year, but growing up, we would go to a family friend's house on New Year's and we would eat pig's feet and black eyed peas, which we would never bother eating any other day of the year because, to be fair, they don't taste good. They're not enjoyable things to eat. But what they are is a point of remembrance. And like we eat this shitty food together because we're doing it together and we acknowledge that doing shitty things together is much more valuable than doing marginally better things apart. The togetherness is what's important to us. And so like bonding through those terrible times, it reminds us that when things are going bad for each other, we connect. We don't disconnect for better pastures. That's not what we do. And so I'm interested because you said that you have to go to this family gathering to eat $70 worth of stinky cheese. Mm-hmm. And if that is some sort of tradition that at some level to me means like it's a formalization of some particular vibe, I'd like to learn more about those vibes.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So what my family does for New Year's is something that they picked up actually from my aunt, who is Swiss French.
Okay.
Or French Swiss, I guess. She's from Switzerland, but the French speaking part.
Okay.
So
that's Swiss France, yeah.
Yeah. So her family, what they do on New Year's is they eat raclette and little sausages and green onions on little baguette breads. Mm-hmm. And it's like a very fast-paced meal.
Neat.
Because the cheese melts really quickly. So you put this little slice of cheese in this little tray that has like 6 little pizza slice things on the underside, and then like a stove, like a mini hot griddle on top where like the sausages and stuff cook.
Okay.
And you put the cheese in, and while you're putting the cheese in, you're pulling another cheese out, and you put it on some bread, and then you eat it.
Okay.
And by the time you're done eating it, the cheese is melted. And so you're just passing around all the cheese and stuff. Okay. The cheese stinks. Raclette stinks. It's so stinky. It smells so bad. But we eat as much of this cheese as we can on New Year's because that's what her family did. And so when she like came into our family before my sister and I were born, that's what like my uncle and her and my mom and dad would do like together as like a thing. And then she ended up moving out to, my uncle and her eventually like broke up, and she moved to Colorado and he moved to Vermont. And so now my family just does it because my dad thinks that cheese is fucking delicious.
All right, for sure.
But it smells so bad.
Yeah, it's a trade. I get that.
It's gonna give me a bellyache. I'm gonna eat so much. It's because I have to drink lukewarm water.
Okay.
While I'm eating this stinky cheese.
Okay.
Because otherwise it'll like solidify in my tum-tum and I will feel bad all day.
No, yeah. Yeah.
But that's what I'm gonna do. So I woke up at 5 a.m. and then I did a bunch of stream stuff, and now I'm recording this, and immediately after I finish this, I'm gonna put on jeans instead of pajama pants. I'm gonna go over to my dad's and eat a bunch of cheese.
Word.
And then I'm gonna pass out.
Fuck it up, Teagues. Honestly, I miss passing out of like pure exhaustion. It was a really good time.
I mean, otherwise I would pass out from the amount of cheese. There's just so much cheese. You ever eat so much cheese you just go into a small coma? It's gonna be that.
I've never done that, and I feel like I've eaten some significant amounts of cheese in my life. I feel like, but maybe not enough. Maybe
you just have to eat more cheese.
I gotta push my limits.
Make that the main part of the meal is just the cheese.
I mean,
like everything else is a side dish to the cheese.
Maybe there's that. Like I've never done that. Like I mean, cheese has always been a side dish, and it's not even about like well, maybe it's about like quantity, right? Like if there was more cheese than bread than meat, then I guess then that would make it the main part of the meal. But like I feel like God, I've definitely eaten like half a brick of Munster cheese in like one sitting, technically. But like it's like it's in enchiladas, it's in fucking tacos, it's the whole other thing. So it's a different experience. It's not that's even like one thing that I remember when I was younger, because I lived in El Paso for like forever, and like Mexican food was just a thing that I eat like all the time. I eat Mexican food 3 times a week and never even think about it, But like one thing that really fucked me up was like growing up, and it's partially because of like my family, because like even not just like my immediate family, like my cousins and shit, like my mom's 3 sisters, they also were from El Paso, they live elsewhere. And when we go to visit them, they would also make like Tex-Mex or some Mexican equivalent or whatever. And I used to believe that like enchiladas by default came with protein. And I believe that till like halfway through high school. And then like one day my friends needed to sit me down because I was talking about enchiladas, and it's like, I like enchiladas, but like they gotta have beef in them. Like I mean that's just like the default enchilada, right? And they're like, no dude, like it's cheese. It's cheese enchiladas. And it was a sobering day for me. It was kind of dumb, but whatever.
You learned.
I did. I'm a better man. I was a better kid afterward, I think. Brian, how you holding up?
Yeah.
What?
Brian, how are you holding up? Teague said, yeah.
Yeah, no, I understood the memo. I didn't know why we were taking a Brian, how you holding up break.
I mean, it's been about 8 minutes. I haven't heard from you.
Well, yeah.
Just want to make sure.
I don't think it's a break necessarily. I think it's just a hi.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm pretty well known for trying not to interrupt folks.
That's true.
Yeah. One of them. So
I did want to ask you something, because I've been watching a lot of Alias lately that I've taken to calling Alias for, personal reasons. Did you watch Alias when it was on the air?
I did until I didn't. How about that?
Ooh, I want to know
fair.
more about that. No, because this is important, because it's part of the conversation I want to have about this show. Brian,
amazing.
When did you stop watching Alias?
So, all right. So you've got the initial like premise of the show, right? Which is that Jennifer Garner is this kind of like double agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the name of the organization that she, like the secret bad organization that she works for? Was it like BR 549 or something? I don't know.
The first one is called SD6.
Yeah, that's it. SD6, and she's got like this hunky handler.
Oh yeah, Michael Vaughn.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. And she's friends with fucking Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, until he's not.
Yeah.
God, they'd just be doing some shit in that show. I swear to God.
Right.
It sounds like a lot of choices are being made.
Yeah, but oh man, Teagues, if I want you to guess, because I've been watching this on a streaming service, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a streaming service that has all of Alias, which is allegedly a spy thriller starring Jennifer Garner and for a while other characters, including Bradley Cooper. What streaming service do you think I'm watching this on?
Oh, it's got to be Disney Plus.
I was going to say Showtime.
See, it should be Showtime. given the subject matter, but given what the show actually is, it's absolutely on Disney Plus. But Brian probably knows that because it was on ABC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's very funny to me how, like, the reason I know that it's on Disney Plus, the reason Disney's is willing to sign off on it, because it is a spy thriller where there's supposed to be like relationships. Like, the idea is that, like, it's basically if 007 but the characters had feelings, but like also that's what it is. But also they go on these like international like missions where they're supposed to steal a thing for some convoluted reason, and they're supposed to sneak into some place, but they never sneak in appropriately, and they end up having to punch or kick a couple dudes. Jennifer Garner throws like a silly roundhouse for like the first 3 seasons. It starts to get better after that. But there are like no stakes. No one ever really gets hurt. There's no damage, despite them literally never doing the job right ever. It's very silly. It's one of my favorite shows to yell at, actually. It's like, oh, come on. Are you guys fucking serious? What are you guys talking about?
The sense of the show was like constantly moving goalposts.
Yeah,
you know,
it does that a lot.
You know, like they're like Jennifer Garner would like get some thumb drive, which would be the thing that they would need to take down SD6. And then, she would get the thumb drive back, and they'd be like, well, it turns out that the data was encrypted. And for that, you're going to need to go to this rave at the Scottish castle.
Yeah.
You know?
And they'd have different costumes. But here's the thing, Teague. So, like, Jennifer Garner is supposed to be in disguise, basically on every mission whenever she goes someplace. But when they put her in disguise, what they mean is that they put her in a different tight dress and in some shitty wig. Like, literally every time. They just kind of slightly change her appearance so that you as a viewer can always recognize that that's Jennifer Garner on screen. Yeah. But like everyone else is like, it's a mystery. Like,
I'm baffled. Like, I'm trying to remember the name of that guy. She like within SD6, she's got like this like little kind of like troll tech, like hobbit.
You mean Marshall? Yes.
Yeah. And
like a companion.
No, he's supposed to be like their Q, right? Like in 007, he's the one that makes all their op tech, their operations tech or whatever. And like pretty much every time it happens, like the show's format. Also, Tegan, you're not going to believe this, but every episode of Alias is about 40 minutes long. You would think it'd be
how?
No, there's so much.
No, how?
No, there's so much going on every time. I swear to God. But like,
does it need the full 40 minutes to do whatever it's doing?
Depending on who you ask, you know.
Oh no.
But basically, the episode format that carries across seasons is very much, okay, there's some organization that has this thing that we want. It's convoluted, but we need it, we promise. You two are going to go undercover as XYZ and go get the thing. And then you're going to go talk to Marshall for Ops Tech. And Marshall's like, okay, so there's this weird defense thing that they have that is totally not real. However, I have this technology that I just kind of whipped up overnight that you can use to circumvent it. And then they go to the thing and they sort of circumvent the thing, but they tip off a guard. And so they have to punch and kick the guard until they get out. And then they get out and then they come back and it turns out we got the thing, but it turns out the thing isn't actually useful at all. So we'll send you on something else. And it's, oh God, it's so silly. It's fucking goofy.
I feel like I would be very annoyed if this was my job.
And there are like, they pull out all the bullshit. And by bullshit, I mean like pointless gaps of time, bouts of amnesia. Like they just.
No, okay, wait, okay. So the most
they
egregious
just go
one.
for it, huh?
They really do. The most egregious time skip / amnesia is at the end of season 2, right? Like the end of season 2, Jennifer Garner it ends up in a shootout in her own home fighting a evil clone of her best friend. And she kills her, and then she falls unconscious. And then the opening of season 3 is that she wakes up in a completely different country in some alleyway 2 years into the future, and no one knows why.
Like no one not even the showrunners know why, or
well,
well,
I
there's
bet
an
J.J.
argument for
Abrams
that.
didn't really know why, but like, it seems like just like, wouldn't it be crazy if this happened, and then they spend the whole next season trying to unravel that mystery?
Oh no.
Was season
Okay.
was it the beginning of season 3 where they put her dad in jail? Because like I remember when they're like, okay,
Oh yeah, because he went crazy trying to look for her over those 2 years, and he like broke a bunch of laws or whatever.
right,
Yeah.
right, and, you know,
Oh, hold on, we didn't tell her. So Jennifer Garner's dad has been estranged for most of her life, but also he's a double agent inside of SD6 with her.
Mm-hmm.
So like the conceit of the show, in addition to her being a double agent, because somehow that's not enough, her dad is also there, who's another double agent that she's like trying to form a difficult relationship from, but he's also trying to control her despite not being a part of her life all that long, or so they think, until they retcon a bunch of shit in the future. Like, oh my god, Tegan.
Oh, this show was one for like
they retcon so much shit.
Like,
it's
it is Glee levels of retconning.
This sounds so annoying. This sounds so annoying.
And, you know, and like they keep on. It's honestly it's like a show that was written by the WCW writing staff from circa 2000. Like, because honestly, I can't think about how to like levy an even bigger insult. Like it's it is the most J.J. Abrams shit you have ever fucking seen. Because
yeah,
like,
it's way more than Lost, actually.
Because like things that he had learned from like running Felicity, you know, like the first show he got, where it's like, okay, like, what if instead of having people like act, I just make the guitars louder during emotional scenes? You know, like, he figured that out in Felicity. He brought that shit to Alias. Like,
yep,
there are so many scenes where like Jennifer Garner's like, I could act right now, but I'm not being asked to act right now. The guitars are just going to get louder, so that way people will know I'm upset. Like, I just...
Yeah.
So many... Whenever spy shit is not happening, there are so many acoustic guitars. But then when spy shit... Like, and that's how you can know which scene you're in on the Alias.
How loud are the guitars right now?
Yeah, it's like, okay, is it thrumming electronic music? If so, spy things are happening. If it is not thrumming electronic music,
there's so much thrumming electronic music.
Yeah,
in this show.
like, but it's like Cairo, like, and then like,
yep.
we have to go. We have to go to this secret underground cell phone market in Cairo, you know. And then it's like, and like, then here's Jennifer Garner in a fucking tube dress and like a pink wig, and she's like, "Hello, my name is Masha Slamovich," and it's just like.
Oh, also 2 things that infuriate me to no end about this show is that there are so many characters that speak in foreign languages in the show that the show refuses to caption or translate. I mean it in my heart of hearts. It's so goofy. I don't know why they do it.
That's so annoying.
There's so many characters just speaking in Russian, fucking Arabic, in like Mandarin, and like I could piece together they're speaking in those languages. I think one time they had a full scene in Italian. It was like 2 minutes long, and there was just no captions, no translation. They don't care that you don't know what they're saying. They want you to know this is a foreign language. Don't watch this too hard.
Oh my god! I think I started to. They started doing like true psychic damage to me when her mom showed up.
So like her mom being in the show is goofy nonsense. It's super telenovela, but like honestly, everything about her was great. Teagues, I think you'd love her, honestly. Her name was what was it, Irina Derevko?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
I think what I'm learning from this is that Rocky likes telenovela.
No, I love telenovelas. I watched all of Jane the Virgin. Oh, also, Brad, I just want to say a name real quick. We don't have time to get into it because, like, this isn't that podcast, but I just want to say these words so I can hear how you react to them. Milo Rambaldi.
Motherfucking goddamn. goddamn. Son of a...
Milo Rambaldi was like the MacGuffin if they didn't want to write an episode that week, Teeks.
God damn it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Milo Rambaldi is some dude from the 1500s who apparently made a bunch of future shit that everyone thought that he was crazy for, so they had him executed. But the main bad guy in the show, actually pretty much every main bad guy in the show, are chasing various, quote, Rambaldi artifacts scattered across.
Sloan?
Yeah, Sloan, who gets whatever he wants.
Oh, no.
Also, this show is real big. JJ, like an absolute pioneer, a fucking pioneer of a thing I hate.
Okay.
Which is like, oh, we can't just have the bad person be bad on this show because that's that. So what if every villain who's around for more than one episode, right? This doesn't apply to one episode villains, but every villain who's around for more than one episode, we eventually wheel our way around to extensive storytelling about how they're actually a sympathetic character.
Yeah, they do that a lot, which is like, that's the real thing that convinced me that this is a telenovela. Like, it was just like, yeah, this is a bad guy, but we got to keep him around. And then like you get like, if you hang out with them for like 3 to 5 episodes, which again is like 2 to 4 hours, is just, you realize he's actually not that bad of a guy. He actually has a very sympathetic backstory, and you would do the evil stuff he would too, except you wouldn't because you're not evil, you know? Like, shit.
Are you sure I'm not evil?
Oh my god, Teeks.
What if I'm just a little bit evil?
Tegan, I don't think that you would kill for the Rambaldi artifacts.
Well, allegedly the Rambaldi artifacts, they do offer resurrection, if not immortality, allegedly.
Ooh, alleged immortality. That's always fun.
No, it's so goofy. There's an episode where they have an artifact, but then like some fringe organization realizes that it needs to be powered by plutonium. And they steal a bunch of plutonium, which, you know, obviously gets them in trouble. But they use the plutonium to power the artifact. And then they're able to bring back, like, these flowers that died 500 years ago back to, like, perfect health, allegedly.
Okay.
But it's just, like, you need plutonium to run it. Like, how is this useful? What am I going to do with it?
How do you get that much plutonium?
Who knows, Teeks?
Who's allowing sale of that much plutonium?
Oh, my God.
And it's one of those, like, so many people for that show, whenever I just see them in something else now, like, they're ruined for me. Like, because I
it's like, oh, fuck, not this guy. Yeah.
Oh, no.
You know, like literally, the day before yesterday, I was watching this movie, Funny Pages, and it was very good. You know, very, very sweet little movie about this like stupid kid who is like 18. He decides to drop out of high school and not go to college because he wants to be a professional cartoonist. And he thinks that the only way he can do it is by committing fully to his art right now.
Damn.
Right.
For sure.
And so
brave. Or something.
And it's a tough movie to watch because there's no like emotional catharsis or learning at the end.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, but his grandpa. Now I see it. I see that. I'm looking at the cast for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so like I'm just watching this fucking movie, and there's a point where like his mother says like, "Go upstairs and get your grandpa," and like he goes upstairs, and like there's fucking Sloan.
There's fucking Sloan.
There's fucking Sloan trying to change the battery in his like TV remote. And he like says to the main character like, "I want to watch the C-SPAN," and I'm like. Kid, don't trust him. He wants more than the C-SPAN. The C-SPAN is just the beginning.
Oh man!
Fucking Rambaldi artifacts on that C-SPAN.
Jesus Christ.
Also,
there's just one thing about Sloan. I think it happens in the 3rd season, but like there's a therapist in the show. Like she's a recurring character. She helps the agents process their feelings when something super traumatic happens, which is fine. Totally valid character. But at one point, she ends up meeting with Sloan in a professional capacity to try to, like, you know, help him deal with his stuff because they're trying to bring him into the CIA for some reason. And he walks out of the session, and then Sloan seduces her, and she just, like, disappears from work for 2 weeks. And it was just like, why is this arc happening? I mean, I get that we have to fill 40 minutes, but, like, do we? Do we really?
Do we need to fill it with this?
Yeah.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah, it was wild.
I
This show's perpetually on one.
yeah, like and there's.
I don't know what that means, but in this moment, I understand.
Teagues, we're gonna make you watch like one episode of Alias. You're gonna hate it. I'm sorry.
Like,
can't wait.
It'll
be just like watching Holiday.
Fuck, like there's. I don't think I had realized as I'm sitting here like scanning through the cast list for Alias, just like how much of this cast has really done well for themselves as like working actors.
Not really. Also, Bradley Cooper, I think, left like he had like one episode in season 3, and then like he went on to start making other movies, and I think a year after he made Wedding Crashers.
He does show back up in season 5 because like
word
because Bradley Cooper is one of those like this show was my break, like I have to help send them off, that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah,
you know?
I hear that.
You know, just like fucking George Clooney showed up for the end of ER to help put that show in the ground. You know,
that's kind of nice. I like that though.
You know?
It is nice, especially for people who've been hanging out for
for long time fans,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
You know, and it does express like a certain measure of like gratitude and humbleness that I think that people connect with. Like again, like people would like want to believe that like, hey, if I got my big break and it all worked out for me, I would be nice enough to come back and like, you know, help put ER in the ground. People want to believe that about themselves.
Yeah.
You know.
They want to be that caring. They want to be that brave.
I forgot. Oh, fuck. I forgot Mr. Sark. God damn it.
Yes. No, Sark sucks. He's so...
God damn it.
Like, but the funny thing is that if Sark was, like, put in the right color military uniform, he'd be one of Tegan's boys, which is a whole thing.
Oh, no. What does that mean?
Wait,
hey,
what's his first name, Brian? Do you know?
Julian.
It is. It's Julian Sark.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, no.
Google Julian Sark. Oh.
What's up? What up, Teagues?
I'm being attacked and seen, and I don't appreciate it. These are good suits.
Yeah, no, they dressed him up in pretty good suits for a while. He also has a British accent. That doesn't really go away.
I don't like that.
Julian Sark. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Shit.
Brian, do you remember the arc where like Julian Sark was like brought into like SD6 and he was like trying to pal around with Sydney?
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, but we're coworkers now. We should really, get to know each other. And it's like, dude, shut up. Like, dude, get out of here.
Yeah.
God damn it. I think I hate myself now.
Jeez, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Fucking Julian Sark.
I wasn't expected to be dragged on New Year's Day, but you know what? Sometimes that's just how the year starts.
Yeah, I hear that.
And also, this was the fucking show which started the business of J.J. Abrams using Greg Grunberg as some kind of like lucky rabbit's foot in like everything he makes. Like, so now, like whatever fucking J.J. Abrams makes, it's like, all right, when is Greg Grunberg inevitably gonna fucking show up?
But I do want to say, Greg Grunberg in season 2 of Alias, if he wasn't there, it would not have been a TV show. There's no way I would have stayed. Like, I mean that in my heart of hearts. I think Greg Grunberg is good in the spots that they put him in. I don't know if he'd carry an entire show. I know he's done other stuff since then. I did like him in Heroes, but like... yeah, I don't know. Like, I think he has a human quality that, like, sort of tampers down a lot of the ridiculous shit that, like, Abrams shows tend to do.
God, like, it's just so fucking... You can really just see him assembling the template for the J.J. Abrams career on this fucking show.
Yeah.
Oh, God, like, all those, like, title card smashes where they would show, like, the name of the city and, like, then zoom in through one of the letters.
Yeah.
And then, like, inevitably somehow that causes lens flare. Like, and I'm just like, why? You had to add it in post. Like, what are you doing? You're adding a camera defect. Like, what the fuck?
Oh god, it was really silly.
What a show.
What a show. Honestly.
Why are you aliasing? What how did this happen?
Again, so I affectionately call the show Alias. Because...
How did this happen? Where did we steer you wrong? Is what Brian is asking.
Yeah, I know. No, but Aaliyah likes Alias. She also thinks it's a very fun, very silly show. She mostly laughs at it, and I kind of yell at it, and that's one of our things.
Aw, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, but Brian, I have a different question for you.
Okay.
Another different question.
What is the best chip of all time?
I think that we're gonna have a fishbowl.
You know, I'm kind of down. It's something that we can do. Maybe in the Discord, we'll just set up a stage for it.
You know, and
give everyone a forum to communicate.
Yeah. But what if we set a rule that the flavored chip will have no more than 2 distinct ingredients?
It seems oddly prejudicial against the all season, but maybe there's something to it.
But I will say this though, like
mm-hmm.
chips that taste like a Bloody Mary would be fucking fire.
Yo, right? Yo, but come on, Teagues, tell me you wouldn't eat a Bloody Mary chip.
I don't like tomatoes.
That's right, you don't like tomatoes. Damn it, that's right. I'm sorry, that's me being a bad friend.
I also don't like spicy stuff, so depending on how much Tabasco is on those chips, also unlikely. It's okay. It's not your fault. You can't know everything all the time.
No, I should have known
that. That's my job.
Oh my god, Teagues. But yeah, so I've finally got around to poking into the Letterkenny season 11. I'm like 3 episodes in now. The dicks showing up again was also just amazing, especially them trying to list all these potential dog names, but because they're all innocuous. So whenever they would put a name, it's we were thinking of naming it Pencil because it's so thin, and then they'd be like Pencil Dick, and it's oh, and if you thinking maybe naming a monster because of his teeth, Monster Dick, and they just do it with such deadpan. They just kind of just keep firing them out, and I'm just
they're just no.
Sounds like you're further in than I am.
Okay, yeah,
no worries. I started at the Stroke of Midnight.
True. Okay,
because I was trying to get in as many flicks as possible at the end of the year, so that way I could, because I'm going to be doing some writing on my favorite pictures of the year, and
mm-hmm.
and my own personal brain peccadillo is that if I watch it after the close of the year, then it's not truly reflecting on the year that was for me. It's brain be weird. So
I get what you're saying,
right? But as soon as the year was over, I was like, well, okay, now I'm freed from this self-made mental constraint,
mm-hmm.
and so I flipped it on in that first episode with the fishbowl run by Gaylor, regarding the best
mm-hmm.
chip flavor. I very much enjoyed the recurring gag of something related to a chip makes someone so emotional that they have to get up and go outside.
The dill pickle discussion was amazing. Yes. Actually,
yeah,
it was so good.
I'll text Mare.
They're just kind of he kneels and squats in front of Katie. He's like, "Should I say, do you want to say something?" He's like, "Do you want to say something?" I feel like you should say something. I mean, I'll say something if I have to, but it's okay. I'll say something. Oh man,
yeah,
they're so silly. They're so good.
The Skids versus Squirrely Dan related to salt and vinegar chips. Oh.
Yeah, they're just uneven. No, wait, no. Oh, or it was Derry who's stands up for plain chips. The man he's suggesting that they should be called classic, and everyone's
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, it was like it's very much a writer's show. They definitely show off a lot in that regard. I'm glad that they found time. Like it seems like on like a lot of previous seasons of Letterkenny, that would have been like an entirely self-contained bottle episode where they just didn't leave the fishbowl. But I think taking time for a B plot about Glenn's Fitzpo was a solid decision.
Like Jonesy and Riley trying to get Glenn to admit that he's gay. I think they're not going to do it until the show's over, and then it's going to be like a wink in the camera, and I think that's fine.
Yep.
But like, Glenn, is absolutely able to do whatever he wants to make him happy, especially in private, especially if he wants to get a prostate exam by someone that's not a doctor. That's his business, not mine. So, good for him. It's all great.
I very much enjoyed the robbery of the bake sale. That was also...
I'm kind of... Like, I know they're having fun, but I'm kind of getting sick a bit of, like, Stewart and Roll. I think they're fucking around a little too much this season. I think someone needs to sit them down, but I guess we'll get there.
Yeah. What I've seen so far does not seem to be heavy on plot.
Yeah, it's like, classic Letterkenny.
Yeah, like, and I know that there have been seasons where there has been, like, more plot continuity episode to episode where they're, like... Because there's something they're trying to spin, whether it's, like Katie's bad American boyfriend, like whatever. But like this,
I hated Dirks.
They just seem to be like goofing right now, and I think I'm fine with that because like
I'm down for season 11 goofing. I don't want them. I don't want Letterkenny to ever really take itself too seriously as much as I love it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I feel like this is the kind of show, especially with the chops that they have, that they could decide, let's just get really up our own asses here, And it's just like, I don't need that from them.
Yeah.
I think they're great where they're at. They understand their space.
Yep.
Out here cracking jokes. Fucking Letterkenny, man. Okay, I think now that we're coming up on an hour, it might be a good idea to maybe discuss a little bit of video games.
So many things have happened in this hour.
Yeah, right. Oh, man. Teague, what have you been playing?
Apparently nothing.
Teague,
no, I'm kidding. I finished Pokemon Violet. That's the big thing I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually a bad time. I lied.
It was a bad time?
It was awful. It was
That's
really
not what I
bad.
remember.
The ending of Pokemon Violet, and I assume Pokemon Scarlet also, it sucks.
Oh.
It's terrible. The 3 individual plot lines are more satisfying than the combined plot line you get at the very end.
Oh, yeah.
And it's entirely because, here's the reason. I know 100% here's the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
You spend the entirety of the main plot. So the entirety of the third part of the plot revolves around the Great Crater of Paldea, which is the thing in the middle of the map that you're supposed to be avoiding.
Mm-hmm.
And Arven's parents' involvement with that.
Okay.
And you find out that they're Arven's parent. The professor is Arven's parent, and you find that out, like, partway through the game on Arven's storyline.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, they never address it. Arven just does not talk about it at all.
Okay.
Because he is so focused on saving his dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saving his dog with these magic sandwiches, which is a fine plot on its own, surprisingly. But because there is little to no proper setup for the stuff that's going on in the Great Crater of Paldea, it feels very much like squished in at the very end.
Yeah.
And is completely unsatisfying. And then the very final fight where you battle your riding legendary Pokemon versus the other of the riding legendary Pokemon, spoiler alert, you cannot lose that fight. There is no way for you to lose.
Mm-hmm.
If you get down to 1 HP, it will either endure the hits, no matter what, or dodge them with your command, which you are able to do because of the bond you guys shared, because you've had this Pokemon literally the entire time, and you've been riding it around and helping it eat these sandwiches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have like a friendship bond that will not let it die, which isn't true for literally any other Pokemon in your party. It's just the legendary one, and it's only because it's plot relevant that that Pokemon does not die in the final fight until you can terrestrialize it. And then it will one-shot the other, like, legendary Pokemon with its terrestrialized attack.
Mm-hmm.
And it just is so underwhelming and so disappointing, because up until that point, like, the fight was good.
Right.
Fighting the other an entire team of Paradox Pokemon, which you've just met in the crater, very cool, very stressful. But then the very last fight of the situation sucks. It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so bad because the stakes suddenly, as soon as you realize you cannot lose that fight, that the game will not let you will not let you lose that fight, the stakes are all gone, and it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Like, so bad. And then they're like, now that you're a champion level trainer and you've saved Paldea, why don't you do the gym challenge again? But this time, you will do it at the champion level, which means all of the gym trainers will actually try to fight you. Okay. Which means, like, also, the first time you went around, they didn't actually try to fight you. They were just happy that someone was trying the gym challenge. Which, like, is its own kind of commentary on the state of Pokemon battles in Paldea specifically.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not important. But also, like, none of the stuff that happens in Paldea feels like it's important.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. Like, especially coming off of Sword and Shield, you know?
Right.
Or even, like, X and Y or Unova, which is, like, the closest region to Paldea. Like, Pokemon battling was really important in all of those for different reasons, you know? And if Nimona were your rival in Sword and Shield instead of Hop, like, she would have been the biggest celebrity in the world.
Right.
Because, like, that's our one chance of beating Leon and getting a new champion. But that's not what happens, because she's in Paldea and no one gives a shit about Pokemon battles in Paldea.
Mm-hmm.
They're interested in sandwich making and picnicking and, like...
It's a different culture.
Right, but also, like, if it was more like spending time with your Pokemon was really more emphasized in this, like, I would have expected more of, like, the Pokemon contests, or, like Pokemon Ame, or something like that. Pokemon Ame? Like, one of those things should have been included, and instead it's just like, yeah, picnic, but it's not as inclusive as camping, and also no contests ever, just do gym challenge and make sandwich. Thumbs up. Like, I don't know, the ending is weak sauce.
Yeah, that conversation puts two ideas for Pokemon spin-offs in my head that the Pokemon Company will never make, so I'm just going to say them here.
Okay.
One is Pokemon Greece, or whatever it is, and instead of, like, Pokemon battling being the most important thing, I mean, you could have Pokemon battles and you can fight Pokemon Zeus or whatever, but it's much more important that we focus on, like, the Pokemon Decathlon, and like the Pokeathlon is, like, your primary, like,
that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Like, each gym is training for a different aspect of the Pokeathlon, the Poke Olympics even.
Right. Yes. It'd be amazing. Pokemon Company's never going to make it. I've made my peace. And
the Pokemon Olympics would be so cool.
And then my other spin-off idea is a Pokemon region where the primary activity is actually Pokemon contests, but the twist is that it's actually, like, made in the shape of, like, the American beauty pageant system.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, you're actually traversing, like, the region. If you want to make it more global, which could also be interesting, you could, like, make it, like lead up to, like, the Miss Universe pageant, which could also be cool. But also a thing that they're probably never going to do. But that one seems a little more likely, because I think what they'll mistakenly do is try to market it specifically to girls and make it, like, a softer Pokemon, like, spinoff. But I'd still play it, because the Pokemon contest mechanics are actually really interesting.
The Pokemon contest mechanics were fun. Puffin creation, nightmarish, amazing. Like, and if you could bring, like, breeding into that also.
Yeah.
Like, trying to breed the cutest, like, Azurill or something.
Like, you got one, like, you could breed one that, like, has, like, a beauty mark or something. There's just some tech for it.
Yeah! Some kind of, like, instead of, an Eevee where instead of, like, the regular, like, zigzag or, like, soft cloud on the tail, it's very specifically, like, a heart pattern. You know?
Or, like, heart-shaped ears, maybe?
Yeah, and, like, a heart-shaped, like, little neck ruff. That'd be cute, you know?
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. That'd be fun. But yeah, no, they'll never do it.
No.
I think what they will do...
Okay.
Here's the thing. I think what they will do is another Pokemon Legends game.
Okay.
But it's set in medieval Unova.
I believe that.
I absolutely think that's what's, like, next, quote-unquote, on the docket. After the DLC.
You think they'll have, like, knight characters carry swords?
Yeah, knight characters carrying swords and, like... all that stuff. Absolutely. Historic, like, it'd be the whole, like, Kyurem, Reshiram, and Zekrom thing, but, like, before they were split into 3 different dragons, like, as the one dragon they originally were, and, like, you are the reason, like, somehow you are the reason that they end up being split and stuff. Also, it would have to be big on fashion, like, because Unova was huge on fashion, because it was France. It was totally not France.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Which means skirts. But anyway, I'm still mad that I can't wear a skirt in my school uniform. It feels stupid, but whatever. You know?
Yeah.
I wear a skirt in Splatoon, but I can't wear a skirt in Pokemon. That's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so disappointed. And here's the thing, at this point. I think I will pick up the next Pokemon Legends game, because I'm sure there's going to be another one. I won't pick up the next mainline Pokemon game. I don't think.
Yeah, I get that.
And like I think I said that like around Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like I didn't finish it, and it was good, but like it was fine, you know. But this one was bad. Like this one was just bad. Sword and Shield was like passable. The plot was okay, all things considered, but like Violet and Scarlet is bad at the very end, and it leaves a very like dull taste in my mouth over it. The Pokemon are cute. I don't think it wasn't worth $60. It's still not worth $60. I would pay maybe like $30 for it. Maybe.
I paid $30 for Coromon.
Yeah. And Coromon had a way better plot.
Oh, man.
Now I gotta pick something to play for New Year, and Tears of the Kingdom is coming out.
I mean, you got a lot of options, Teeks.
Did you see the Switch?
I haven't seen it yet.
Did you see the Switch leaks? Oh no, they're so good.
Wait, are they leaks? Is it the same way that like the Xbox 720 was a leak?
No, it's like the way that the Splatoon OLED model was a leak.
Okay.
It's that way.
So like we got like retailers like showing it and shit.
Yeah, we got people like playing on it. Like it's
God,
a whole
these
thing.
Joy-Cons.
Aren't they stunning?
Oh my
Aren't
God.
they so good?
Brian, have you seen these?
I've not.
I'm going to put them in the Skype chat. Give me
Yeah,
a
put them in the
second.
Skype chat. They're so good. I love it. I love it. It's so pretty.
Yeah,
It's like
actually.
white and gold. It's got the Joy-Cons themselves are gold. One side has like green, like that blocky pattern on it. The other side has like gold, like water drops patterns. And I don't mean like droplets themselves. I mean like when the water like splashes and like the ripples come out, like that kind of thing. God, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I am dying. I need it. I know I need it. I'll get it.
Yeah,
I just gotta
OLED's
figure
going
out
for
how.
like 300 right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this might be
Something like
4.
that.
I could see them doing 4 on this.
Let me see what it is. Hang on.
Wait, are there
'Cause,
listings?
I'm sure it'll be the same price. Well, I'm assuming it's gonna be the same price as the Splatoon OLED.
Okay.
Switch OLED Splatoon model. Yeah, they're like $384
Yep. Yeah, that's
ish. God, it's so good though.
Mm.
Look at that thing. Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
That reminds me.
I'm not gonna trade in my I'm not trading in my Animal Crossing Switch though, so
Yeah, no, I hear that.
I simply need $400 plus tax.
Yeah, I mean, if that's all you need.
Yeah, it's not too much to ask, I don't think.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I gotta find. I'm looking for Waffle House stuff. Do you want to talk about Genshin? Because
Yeah, I
I
can
see
talk
you
about
play it like
Genshin.
every day.
Yeah. We don't talk about how much I play Genshin, except when we do. So I've been, we're in the second part of the 3.3 banners right now. So the first two banners for this patch were, Scaramouche and somebody. And then the second part is, Raiden Shogun and Ayato. And Scaramouche was the new character, and I wait until the new characters are out, and like you can do the test run of them before I decide whether or not I'm gonna pull for them. I don't pull based on like I like this character in the plot, and so I want them. It's like I wait until I can try them and make sure I like their kit before I go for it. And I decided to go for Scaramouche, and Scaramouche came on my very last pull, and in the last hour, the banner was live.
Oh my god.
Like, right at the end. Cool, got him. It was very exciting. I like him a lot. I'm not using him right at this moment because he's not I don't have any of his materials or anything ready, so I've been running around completing the plot and working on getting the, like, level up materials that I need for him. But because of that, I've been doing a lot of Sumeru stuff. Not just, like, regular running around, but, like, purposeful running around.
Okay.
There are... So in each region, to level up your, what's it called? The, like, statues of the gods, in them, which gets you, in Liyue and in Mondstadt, you get increased stamina for both of those.
So it's easier to traverse, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And in Inazuma and, what's it called?
Sumeru?
Sumeru, yes. You do not get extra stamina for doing them.
What do you get?
Instead, you get their stuff. You mostly get, like, special shrine keys for them.
Okay.
But, like, not anything, like, super fancy. Which the other thing you get is every other level you get a special, like, level up item for your Traveler's Constellation. Mm-hmm. Because that's the only way your Traveler can advance.
Right, you can't, like, pull from the gacha, so...
Right, yeah. So, there are currently 180 available dendro things. What are they called? Dendroculuses?
Okay.
Everything in here is a culus. For like these statue upgrades. There are currently 180 available.
Okay.
I have found 126 of them. Mm-hmm. That's only gonna get me up to level 8. Of 10.
Okay.
Which is a little frustrating, but that's okay. The next like update to Sumeru, whatever the next like expand, because there's very clearly like areas in Sumeru that are locked behind like that wall, the like red wall that we're not allowed to pass. Mm-hmm. So when those areas are unlocked, the rest of the Dendroculuses will be there. Which would be fun. More exploration, more rewards. That's all good. But right now it's frustrating because I'm running around and I'm just like, where are they? I want them. But yeah, it's, I have a little map up that I'm helping use to keep track of where they all are. Shout outs to everybody who's recorded where they are, because God, this would be a nightmare otherwise. I found it also in addition to those, 180 of those, the Totally Not Koroks that you can find across Sumeru. Mm-hmm. There are apparently, you can't find them. You can't start finding them until after you complete the R&R quest line, which is the longest quest line I have ever like been a part of. Oh my god, it was so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
There are 999 of those little fucks.
Yep, there it is. They saw that shit in Breath of the Wild, and like people went after those. We could put those in our game. Just put them everywhere.
And they're all over the places, and some of them want you to collect. They're all like a little bit different. Some of them want you to collect materials and bring them to them, which are very easy. If you're just wandering around, you'll find the things they want anyway, and you should be picking them up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they're there, and you always... Genshin is very much like a hoard of resources sort of game.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them want you to like play a little tune on your lyre, and then they're like, oh yeah, that was fun, I'll see you later, bye. Some of them want you to do a little like quiz for them, so there's more variety for sure than what we got with the Koroks specifically. But like, it's a time for sure, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm gonna find all of them.
I mean, you probably will.
I'm not gonna worry about it. But also, I did get into the trading card game this week, these past 2 weeks.
Right, the Genshin trading card game.
Yeah, the Genshin trading card game, the Tevat trading card game. TGC is what it's called. It's
Codename TGC, and then they just named
Codename
it the
TGC.
Piece of shit. God damn it. All right.
Every TCG, the Tevat card game. It's dumb. Anyway, every single character so far who's released, well, it's not every character right now, but it's very obvious that every single playable character that is released in the game will be available as a card for you to buy from the card shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're all aware that someone is using their likeness to make these trading cards, and they're all cool with it.
All right.
You use them, you can put 3 of them down on a table at a time. And only 3 of them. And then there are like side characters can appear as like temporary summons, locations appear as temporary summons.
Okay.
That you have to use elemental dice, which are D8s that you roll at the beginning of a round.
Okay.
To play. So the way the turn order goes is you start with 5 cards, and then you end up drawing 2 more after your first turn. So you start with 5 cards, you roll 8 elemental die. 8 D8s. Each D8 will come up with a face, either one of the 7 available elements, or an omni symbol, which can be used to supplement like a colorless dice, essentially. Okay. Which can supplement any element. You pick your active character, and then you can equip your character with swords, or like whatever their actual weapon in game is. You can equip them with that style weapon. You can equip them with a set of artifacts, and eventually each of them gets like a special skill that you can equip, and those each cost an amount of elemental die, whether it's the same element or unrelated elements is like up to the card itself. It's like listed on the card. And then you can use their elemental attack to attack the enemy. And if you use an elemental attack, it'll apply an elemental type on that, and then you can trigger like the same elemental effects in game. So like superconduct, melt, vaporize, bloom, all those. Some characters like Zhongling or Fischl, Zhongling has like Guoba, who she can summon, who does damage in like the regular game. One of her attacks is to summon Guoba, and Guoba will stay on the field and do one attack for one character at the end of the round. You do as much as you can, and then when you run out of either dice or cards, you do as much as you can, and then when you do an elemental attack, it ends your turn in this round and goes to the other person. Whoever decides they're ending their round first gets to go first on the next round. So you can get absolutely wiped in one turn if someone has all the right stuff. It's unlikely, but like, you know, theoretically.
Okay. The game is fast.
Yeah, the game is pretty fast. It takes like a hard game takes like 10 minutes. Like a hard game. One that you're like really sitting and thinking about. Which is nice. There's like 4 challenges for you to do a week. And then otherwise, almost every single named NPC in town is playing this game. And you can go on an adventure quest where you talk to the different NPCs and fight their adventure decks. And if you beat their adventure decks, then you get to another chance to challenge them. And if you win, they will give you their corresponding game card.
Neat.
It's very goofy. It's very fun. It's very goofy. For the first week I was playing, I did not know how to change my deck. Now I know how to edit my deck. It's not hard. But I didn't understand how to do it before. And it was frustrating. But now I have 5 characters so far that I can, like, name, like, I have Kaya, Diluc, Fischl, Xingqiu, and Sucrose, who I can choose to have in my deck, and then I can build my deck, the rest of my deck, like, around those characters, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And you can save up to 4 different decks, and choose which one you're going to play from.
Okay.
It's fun. I can see why this game would work in this game, if that makes sense. It feels weird that everyone's just like, yeah, there are cards with my likenesses on it. It's fine. And I'm just like, is it fine though?
I mean, it feels like what happened in like 14, because like when they put Triple Triad into the game, they basically like retconned every like drop in every like dungeon to include a card for like the boss in it. So like it was an excuse for everyone to go back to old dungeons to try to people were trying to collect everything to like get those cards again. But also every named character in the game has a Triple Triad card with some value. And so like it was basically a way to like revisit old content, but also to like involve everyone that's like currently involved or that engaged. I don't remember if every NPC is literally a playable Triple Triad opponent. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're not. But every character that's like in the overworld in like various places, if they have like the icon above them, you can challenge them to a Triple Triad match. And there are like north of like triple digit, like Triple Triad characters you could challenge.
Yeah. And the way that this works is like as you progress more characters in, so you start in Mondstadt because all of the baby stuff is in Mondstadt. The more characters you best in Mondstadt, the more characters in Liyue you can challenge next. And then once you best the characters in Liyue, you can fight characters in Inazuma. Like that's kind of how like it goes, in addition to like the regular leveling system. If you want a character's card specifically, you either have to be level 5 so that you can purchase them from the store, or you have to invite that character to fight you, and then you can collect their card for beating them once.
Okay.
The ones in the store have fancy graphics, though, which you can then purchase later if you already have that card. So that's fun. And if you beat the character in their challenge, if you, like, satisfy all 3 of the requirements for that challenge, you'll get whatever their special ability card is that'll do, like, extra damage or heal them every time you use a certain move or something. Which is neat. It's definitely fun.
For sure.
But yeah, that's how Genshin's going. Next characters are going to be Alhaitham, who is from Sumeru, and apparently, according to the leaks, his kit is essentially the same as Keqing's, but Dendro-based.
Okay.
So I absolutely need to have him. And also, Yao Yao is coming. And Yao Yao was one of the small characters, like Chi-Chi and Klee. She's a small character who is from Liyue, and she's a Dendro character. She's the first Dendro character we saw, other than Baizhu. Like, we haven't seen her in the story. We saw her in the advertisements. And then when, like, based on the advertising, like, structure where, like, okay, we see this character in the advertisements and then they show up like 2 patches later or whatever, she did not show up at all. And we the rumor is it's because like Sumeru and all of the Dendro characters got pushed out because they hadn't balanced them very well initially. So now we're getting a bunch of Dendro characters, which is fun, but also old characters who we have seen in previous leaks are showing up, which is fun. I just need to figure out if she's going to be a 4-star or a 5-star.
Mm-hmm.
And I also need to figure out which part of the banner Alhaitham is going to be on. So I'm currently resisting pulling on the Raiden and Ayato banners, even though I have both of them and could see one either of them right now,
right.
which like would increase their overall attack power and stuff.
Right.
I'm resisting because I want Alhaitham. So, yeah.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
I still keep putting the dating sim that I got in my Switch, and then other stuff comes up, and I just haven't had a time to try it out yet. But that's my plan for... I have the next couple days off, so I'm going to try it then.
True.
Yeah. How about you, though? How's Chained Echoes?
Chained Echoes is very cool. I know before I was kind of like lukewarm on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hot on it right now, but I like it. It's still a charming like SNES style like RPG, and the overdrive system, which is like the main like battle mechanic that like requires you to kind of like mix up your moves in order to be effective or remain effective, is nice. I do like that. But I got out of what appears to be like the tutorial zone, the thing that I was fighting like mini bosses, and I thought I was like on the first major quest, and I wasn't yet, and now I am. And they did a thing that they do in like every Scooby-Doo episode and most JRPGs, that they split up the party. They did it fairly early, and you follow like the party on like 3 separate like paths. So there's like one where like there's 2 characters that travel on their own, and their battle mechanics aren't super like crazy or anything. And so what they do is that they give you an opportunity to like teach you about elemental combos. The game has like magic-based attacks in 4 major elements: fire, water, earth, and wind. And while creatures will have weaknesses to them, you can also add vulnerability, which creates a weakness or exacerbates a weakness that currently exists, using items or certain abilities. For example, what appears to be the main character, Glenn, has access to a move called Oil Slash, which you'll attack for moderate damage, but then apply oil to them. And then when you hit them with a fire attack, it does a shit ton of damage. And so they give you like a small quest where you're in a forest that's like has some like crazy boar monster in it and happens to be vulnerable to fire. And they use that opportunity to teach you about like applying vulnerability and taking advantage of it with like a monster that's already vulnerable to it. So like they teach you about like those sorts of combos and how they can expand to like later sections of the game. And then the second thing, you have 3 characters that don't normally interact, so you give them an opportunity to like, you know, talk to each other and build up their characterizations. But then they put you in a mine and they give you like a whole new like battle format, which is where like they put you like on a trolley that's like moving through a dungeon and you're fighting an enemy while that's going on. And so you have to basically guide the trolley so that you don't careen to your death, but also kill the enemy that you're fighting by the time you get to the end of the tunnel. And that was cool because like it's not just staring at the same like battle and menus and stuff. You also have to keep in the back of your mind where the trolley is going and how it'll affect you in battle, because you have to make choices about which ways you will go. And sometimes they're helpful. Like sometimes you'll make a turn and it'll heal the party, or you'll make a turn and it has to like, and you'll take damage as a group. And that's something you have to keep in mind for the battle that you're having, but you can't skip it altogether, but also damage like the enemy and stuff. And so it's like, it's a fun like push and pull that like kind of like gives you like a sort of mini game to like the battle in the game. And I thought that was cool. I had fun with it. And then the third one, which was an opportunity to introduce a new party member with a new skill set, but also like probably one of the best like stealth segments that I've seen in an RPG in recent years. like it doesn't like perfect like the feel, I think, because I think like, for example, playing as Joker in Persona 5 is probably one of the most fun like stealth segments, but like you're not really stealthy after a while. Like once you're strong enough to fight things, like you can kind of just pop out of everywhere and you just get a free first turn. But this felt like a real like situation where I had to sneak around and like avoid fights. Like it reminds me of the segments in like the Live a Live remake, where like you're not supposed to take every battle, and probably you shouldn't. You're not able to do that. You're alone now. Plus, just like sitting in an RPG town where like everyone kind of hates you is like really refreshing in a genre that goes out of its way to like pat you on the back and make sure that you feel like cool or whatever for just being in the room. I thought that was neat. I think that was a very brave, creative choice, and I look forward to the choices that the game makes in the future. Hopefully they'll be less spooky like soul flowers or whatever, but you know, see what we get.
I'm excited to see what you get too.
Yeah, Chain Echoes is pretty solid. It's really good. I could see why it hit a lot of people's list as like best of 2022. I totally get it. But also, I do want to not linger on the past. I want to focus on the future. Mm-hmm. And I want to begin a campaign or join a campaign where people want to see Waffle House representation in fighting games. I think the tenacity and competence and aggression that Waffle House has shown for decades has earned it a slot in some fighting game somewhere. I have a couple of links in the Skype chat where you can see a video where during a fight that broke out in a Waffle House in Austin, Texas, a Waffle House employee parried a chair that was thrown at her with precision and gusto. Just, you know, the legends of Waffle House that have spread across the nation over the years have got a lot of people thinking that we should just have a fighting game stage that's just a Waffle House parking lot. I think that could be sick. I would also really love if Ed Boon would like make a Waffle House like restaurant an actual stage with like, you know, interactables and stuff. Like you could pick up and throw a chair at somebody or something, or throw like a coffee pot. That could be cool. I
don't see why it wouldn't be a stage. I mean, the only other place I could think of would be like the behind a Denny's very specifically. Like, not just any part of the parking lot, you have to be behind it, you know?
I get that. I think if Denny's, I think you could get around like some of like the infringement stuff that like the company might fight against. But if Denny's was down, they definitely would want the logo in the shot.
Yeah. Denny's should be down. Have you seen the Denny's Tumblr?
I have not seen the Denny's Tumblr. Teague, tell me about the Denny's Tumblr.
Oh, the Denny's Tumblr is its own unique space. It's very much a liminal space. At one point, in like the 2012s, they were like, I know how to get through ways to get through finals. Instead of using contact solution, put coffee in your let your contacts sit in coffee and then put them in your eyes. You'll absorb that caffeine better.
I mean, you will, but that's fucking terrifying. Please don't do that.
But these were like the kinds of graphics that they just made and posted online. It was so funny. It was genuinely hilarious. Whoever was running the Denny's Tumblr, the official Denny's Tumblr, was a master. And I'm sorry that they no longer are in charge of the Denny's Tumblr. It's very obvious they're not anymore, but like, wow.
Damn. Oh, man. But yeah, Waffle House for fighting games. Any fighting game. I would love to have a Waffle House fighting stage in Tekken. I think that'd be the best and most salient choice. Just Tekken 8 Waffle House battle stage. I would enjoy Street Fighter 6 having a downloadable Waffle House stage. And I think KOF would actually be a surprisingly good fit, even though, you know, they mostly take place in, like, the Global South. I would like a futuristic Waffle House for, like, Guilty Gear, even though just the static Waffle House in Guilty Gear would just be hilarious. In fact, I might just download a mod for that, but that's not good enough. I want it to be official. I think Waffle House should be recognized for their talents and their ability. That's right. I put League of Legends on here. And And it's because I've realized I've been noticing a pattern of how I've been playing the game lately. And I'm interested in it, is that I play League of Legends when I'm in a bad mood specifically, but like I don't really like rage at people or anything. In fact, what I tend to do is that I'll load up a game of League of Legends when I'm in a bad mood, so that I can like observe people complaining about whatever the fuck they're complaining about in a game, because there's always somebody.
Right. And they're always complaining about something.
Yeah, and then, like, I can, like, kind of, like, acknowledge that, like, look at it, and then just, like, let it roll off me, and then, like, put my head down and play the game. Like, I kind of use it as this, like, weird focus tool. And I'm not sure how I feel about it at the moment, but that's what it is. Like, I realize that maybe I should, like, you know, complain about something sometimes, but more often than not, I don't. Instead, I just kind of load up a game of League of Legends, kind of, like, temper my feelings a bit, and then just tap on some keys for a while. I'm not sure if it's healthy, but it's been helping so far. So I've been rolling with it. At the moment, it's still preseason, so it doesn't really matter. But I've been hanging around like Silver 3, and I've found, it's my personal experience, and it's also because probably I can't climb yet. Like, I'm not stomping the games that I'm playing, but usually what'll happen is that I'll have like some wacky, insane bullshit happen to me for like 3 games in a row in a Silver 3, and then I'll demote to Silver 4, and then I'll play 2 games in a row and absolutely destroy whoever's in front of me, and then get back into bottom Silver 3. I've been doing that for 3 weeks now, but there's obviously things that I need to like pinpoint and like focus on. I think like my mid-game macro needs some work. Like I get to like 14 minutes, and like if I'm winning, then I can kind of cruise. But if I'm not winning at 14 minutes, I don't know what buttons to press so that we can be in a better position. And I need to spend more time focusing on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think this will be the year
that gets gold?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is definitely going to be the year I get to gold. Like I know last time I said that, like, I think my specific words is I was going to try to get to gold this year. I'm going to take it seriously. But this year, I'm taking my gloves off and I'm getting to gold. I'm just gonna do it. I have the pieces in place. I have like the champs that I want to play, and I understand like the meta and like where it is at the moment. I don't lose lane matchups anymore. Like even if like I've gotten to points now where like I'll be playing games and like let's say my support's really aggressive in a way that's not helpful, and they just get blown up. They'll be like 0-4 leaving laning phase, and I'll be like 1-0. But we'll still win that game because I can take that into mid game and like turn it into an advantage.
Okay.
And so I'm better at that now. There are still some champs that I do want to like learn. Like I do want to learn Kai'Sa, because like she's really safe in a lot of matchups. Like she has a lot of ways to just be aggressive without being punished for it. She's the
Earthbender, right?
No, that's Talia.
Okay.
Kai'Sa is the one that was in the music video with Ezreal. You know, the one where like they're definitely gonna fuck and like they're gonna steal like the blue tier.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa's really strong, and she has a lot of ways to like really blow up some shit because she can function as like an assassin, because she has like a combo that basically allows her to poke from very long range and enter fights from unexpected angles. So like even if you're not like ahead, or if you just like want a pick and get out, you can do that with her. But if you just want to do like straight by the book team fighting, you also have the ability to just like back up your team and just carry all the damage. Those things work. Another champ that I've been putting off for a very embarrassing reason is Xayah, that I want to learn, because Xayah is extremely powerful in the current meta.
What's the reason you've been putting them off?
Because she's part of the couple like pairing for bot lane. Like,
with Rakan.
Yeah, with Rakan, and I didn't have anyone to play Rakan with, and so like I didn't want to like take Xayah alone into lanes without Rakan, because there was a period of time where like Xayah and Rakan were the strongest bot lane in the game, period. But like Xayah's not that great on her own, and like Rakan was pretty good on his own. He's very overtuned in my opinion. I think like his base stats aren't great anymore, but like his tools are still really strong, so it barely matters. But Xayah's tools are suddenly very powerful because she has the ability to lock down targets in a way that like a lot of characters can't deal with anymore. And she has the ability to kite, which is a lot more important because tanks are a lot stronger now. Because like before, like when tanks weren't that big a deal, like damage is damage. You could blow up anything in front of you. But like tanks are now like more palpable, like objects that like stand in your way. And so you have to be able to dance around them. And Zaya is very, very good at that. So I think I need to spend some time to like really polish a Zaya as like a blind pick. Like my current blind pick is like Tristana, which is very good right now, but it's still risky because you have to dive into fights.
Mm-hmm.
And Zaya just basically has Tristana damage and ability, but she doesn't have to dive into fights.
Yeah, but she can be safe about it.
Mm-hmm. So like I do want to learn her, but if I get those two picks at a level that I can play like my normal roster at, where the point where I don't have to think about what I'm doing and I could just play the game in the macro, there's no chance I won't make it to gold this year. So I think this is going to be the one. And then I don't know, I can play ARAMs for the rest of my life. I think I won't have to play League of Legends anymore, but I might play like normals and stuff with friends or whatever. I still have friends that I play with, but I think for solo queue, I think I can actually get to gold this year. Well, the last thing that I think I'm going to end up talking about is Buck Up and Drive, which is a brilliant video game that has recently gone on sale, and it's gotten its final patch, 1.3. So I finally ended up picking it up. Buck Up and Drive is a game that looks suspiciously like the Cruisin' series, but it's much sillier. Like, they have their own fake Eurobeat. Drifting is a primary mechanic, and the game encourages you to selectively spin using fighting game inputs to attack other cars for additional points, including police cars. It's a joy to play. I had a brilliant time playing it, and I played through like the tutorial and like a single like endless run in like half an hour, and it was probably the highlight of my week last week. Very good video game.
Oh, love to hear it.
Hmm.
Cruising, it looks like Cruising? It looks like Outrun, but maybe I'm just...
I think Outrun is probably the more salient choice. Are you looking at it right now?
That is what I'm doing.
But yeah, no, especially the initial red car, like it reminds me a lot of like Cruisin' 2, I think, like on the NES or whatever.
This like cell shaded look though gives it a very, very like late 90s, early on, like this gives it like a Dreamcast look that I'm into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Fabio Fontes, the creator, he's been really like transparent about like the whole processes that's been going on. And at this point, as far as he says, the game is done. Like this is a complete product. And so there's a lot of stuff that you can customize on the various cars. He even actually produces a guide for you to actually input your own stuff, so you can like add your own car designs or just like even pepper with like stuff.
That'll go well.
Oh, it's so good already, man. I'm telling you, man.
No, I'm just saying, like the ability. This is the problem with video games.
Okay.
If you give people, it's what I like to call the swastikas and penises problem.
Okay.
You know, if you give people the ability to create their own graphic objects within a game, it's only a matter of time until you get swastikas and penises.
Oh no, I agree with you.
Yeah, like this is because this is who these people are. This is what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like maybe I just see them as decor at the moment, which is its own problem. That's sure, but I don't know if I'm worried about them really.
Wait,
like,
you see swastikas and penises as decor?
No, I see the people that like look at whatever customization options and they want to deface it with like swastikas and penises as decor.
Okay.
I don't care about them. They basically take up space, and I don't have the tools to remove them. I just kind of move around them, I suppose, at this point.
Yeah, report the design and move on kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Oh. Swastikas and penises.
Yeah.
Sounds like the title of something that gets shown on Masterpiece Theater, you know? Like, this tale of bravery set in World War II. Present to you Swastikas and Penises, starring Sir John Gielgud.
Damn, Gielgud?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah. Here you go with John Gielgud. Or maybe Alec Guinness. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. For Alec Guinness and Sir John Gielgud, they're like,
Yeah, the rare collaboration.
Like John Gielgud as the swastika, Alec Guinness as the penis. But like seriously, like like as soon as people figured out that they could like plant grids of flowers in Animal Crossing based on the color of the flower. So let me get this straight. You've given me flowers of a variety of color. So much so that like I can create enormous flower beds, and essentially do pixel art with them just by being very careful with my planting. Oh yeah. Oh well. Please come back in 3 days. Hopefully by then my swastika will have fully bloomed. Like,
yeah,
just like every time. Or Call of Duty, the absolute nexus point of it. Like if we were to hunt for the patient zero of this phenomenon, it's COD. It's fucking COD, where you will find swastikas made of penises.
Mm-hmm.
I remember an article. It was from around the time that we were beginning this show, the very dawn of Impossible Coin.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was Activision being very optimistic about advances in their penis detection tech.
I do remember that. Yeah.
And they're like, we think we've got a real breakthrough here. Like, we'll be able to detect the dicks faster. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. And like, I guess I just didn't realize that like that kind of like needing to develop anti-penis tech, like that we were really at the beginning of just like the final decline of civilization. So there we are. Here we are. Penis detection tech.
I don't think we're in the final decline of civilization, but
We're not.
You don't think people will be fighting for jugs of water within like a fucking 10 years here? Like,
I mean, we do that now also. Like, maybe not in America, but depending on where you are in America, specifically like parts of Jackson, Alabama, and Flint, Michigan, you may actually be fighting over water. But again, that happens in the world already. We're already there.
Well, fantastic. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I also like to believe that people can be better than that.
People are better than that.
Yeah.
But on enough volume to like produce meaningful results?
Volume's
I
not
think
the
so.
problem, I think. Like, I think people are good, like, in general. Like, honestly, more than half. More than Jeff Winger believed, I guess. But I think what happens is that the people that are holding the reins are bad enough that they're able to make things worse for larger scales of people.
Yeah.
That's just where we're at. It's concentration, not volume.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna stay like that forever. Either.
Do we think that we could ever break through to a society where developing anti-penis technology would be less necessary because more people are simply willing to be considerate of spaces that they share with other people?
I think we can develop to a place where we are less in need of penis detection technology. I'm not sure if I'm willing to commit to the cause of that future being increased consideration of fellow people. I think there are other ways to get there, and I think some of them are more likely.
That's the future I want, though. I want
Fair
I want the future where people are like, man, I shouldn't be a piece of shit. Like, this is a shared space, and I shouldn't stick swastikas and penises in it just because it amuses me for 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Other people's peace of mind is worth more than my giggling for 5 seconds.
Yeah, especially since the giggling's so cheap.
Yeah. And once you giggle at swastikas and penises in public, people know exactly who you are. They know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Like you've shown your whole ass, as it were. What else we got going on, y'all?
I mean, it's all my game, so I guess I just have news at this point.
What's going on in the world of news?
Proletariat Workers, another Activision studio, has successfully unionized. Third of its kind.
Wait, the name of the studio is Proletariat Workers?
Yep.
That seems funny and very on the nose for this story.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So they join Raven Software in Wisconsin and Blizzard Albany as unionized studios under the Activision Blizzard banner. Hopefully there's more to come. Keep an eye out.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the story about Kojima in here? I suppose I could just switch tabs and find that out. Are we talking about Kojima?
Do you want to talk about Kojima?
There are two things that happened in the world of Kojima since our last... or I'll put it this way. He said two ridiculous things.
Sure, it's Kojima.
Yeah. He said that it was so difficult to develop Metal Gear Solid 2 in the wake of 9/11 that he almost canceled the game and quit Konami. And this has to do with like the original ending of Metal Gear Solid 2, which originally involved a massive airship crashing into Manhattan and showed like lots of like plumes of smoke. And, you know, because the spirit of the development happened before 9/11, plumes of smoke and damaged but not destroyed World Trade Center. And so 9/11 happened, and all of a sudden they've got like this game which ends in this way, and they have to like scramble to make changes. And he's like, yeah, the change, you know, the stress of making these changes so that way they could have a game and get like out to market was too much for him. That's one thing. You know, the story of how like Metal Gear Solid 2's post 9/11 development almost canceled the game and almost chased Kojima from the industry is one thing. Also, Kojima has declared that he would like to carry on after death and would like to have an AI developed, which is Kojima. So that way Kojima can continue to Kojima after Kojima has ceased Kojimaing.
Sure.
I mean, that sounds cool to me.
AI Kojima?
Yeah, AI Kojima sounds fine.
I mean, isn't that like essentially the nonsense that Rocky peddles on this show periodically when he's like, hey, if we just make it to, what is it, like 2035 or some such date, that isn't that the underlying pitch of the show in recent years, transhumanism?
No.
That will... Wait a minute, it's not?
No.
Okay. Then maybe I've missed the point.
No, mine was just straight up immortality, not transhumanism.
So you're not talking about us turning into, like, AI? Or...
Not even a little bit.
Okay. Or, quote, uploading our consciousness. Okay. I've actually been operating under this whole time that what you were talking about was like transhumanism. So consider me educated.
It happens. No worries.
Yeah.
This is why we ask clarifying questions sometimes.
And other times we don't, and we just operate.
Yeah, other times we just operate under a false understanding, and that's okay.
It's funnier that way sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is me drifting back into what feels like banter
Okay.
for a second, but I something that we now do as a show and as a purveyor of activities on Twitch is that we organize events on our Discord. And you know, we have two regular weekly events that happen on our Discord. We have Anime Sundays, where you can hang out, and Rocky is your anime bartender, serving up heaping helpings of anime. And
I could be an anime bartender.
Yeah. And then we have Star Trek Tuesday, where I do the same for Star Trek, and that starts up as soon as Tegan is done streaming on Tuesdays. So this past Tuesday, sitting on a server in the room where we gather for the Star Trek, and I hear the noise of someone joining the room, and I tab back because I was just getting my my episodes in order for us to go, and there's a face. There is an unfamiliar user picture gazing back at me with a name that I'd never heard before, and here's where the story becomes for y'all. And I'm like, hi there. I'm like, I don't think we've met. I'm Brian, one of the hosts of the show. At which point, the person goes, oh, there's a show. And I'm like, okay, this person sounds like they're about 8 years old. And I'm like, hi, like, how did you hear about Impossible Coin? Well, I like Splatoon. I like Splatoon a lot, and I watched on Twitch when they were playing Splatoon. I like Splatoon. And I'm like, okay, so you watch Rocky and Tegan play Splatoon? Yeah, Saturdays. Like, do you listen to the podcast?
Obviously not.
And they go, wow, you have a podcast? And I said, yes, we have a podcast. Rocky, Tegan, and I have a podcast together. It's called Impossible Coin 2. And the kid's like, cool, are you on Spotify? Click. Yes, we're on Spotify. Oh, I found it. Go and download it. You guys watch movies? I'm like, yes. Okay, well, I gotta go. Mom's calling. Bye. So that's my fucking story. That's my story. Like, I did not know that that we have tapped into the still really enjoys drinking juice out of boxes market.
That's just us. What are you talking about?
You're saying okay, like drinking juice out of a box does sound like fun.
I know Teeks loves drinking out of juice boxes. Also, so do I.
I do.
Okay, well then maybe I'll rephrase. The has a little box of raisins before their nap market. How about that?
I mean, now
that still sounds like me, dude. I'm sorry.
Now I'm concerned that there's a minor in our group and we haven't properly flagged ourselves.
Yeah, we should probably do that too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then there we go.
That's a piece of concern. That probably shouldn't be on the show, honestly. Who is it?
Oh, I know who it is.
I'm gonna kick him out. Who is it?
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna kick him out, but we should flag them somehow and keep them out of some of these spaces, probably.
Okay, then we gotta talk about that.
Yeah.
Wait, Rocky, you know the toddler?
Yeah, they showed up on the stream and they joined the Discord. They used the same name, so yeah.
Did you know that they were a toddler at the time?
Not really.
Okay. Then how can you know that you know the toddler if you don't know who?
Because I also saw who you were speaking to on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, I'm glad you remember because I don't. I just know that I got toddler swiped, so I'm glad that you're. Oh, goodness. Oh, is this shocking and scandalous and not appropriate for the show?
Unsure.
Okay.
I don't know if it's shocking and scandalous, but considering how we market the show, they probably should not be involved in our Discord.
Yeah. Strong agree. Rocky, do you have more news for us?
Well, Epic Games was fined nearly $500 million by the Federal Trade Commission for privacy violations and dark patterns, specifically business practices that obfuscated what people were paying for and were designed to take advantage of the people who were less scrutinizing of online spaces.
The underinformed consumer.
Yeah. What it turns out is that Epic is going to have to pay $245 million to the FTC to resolve concerns related to past designs of the Fortnite item shop and refund systems in Fortnite. And the FTC will use that money to distribute back to Epic customers at their discretion. And Epic will pay an additional $275 million directly to the FTC to resolve concerns related to children's privacy in Fortnite.
There is a particular slice of shitty language that they used in their statement regarding this Epic, where they're like, it felt like they were trying to like pass responsibility for their actions. They're like, we've used industry standard, what was it, like messaging or advertising, like
long-standing industry practices.
Yes, long-standing industry practices. Like it felt like this like absolutely shitty effort to, abdicate responsibility for their actions. That just, it's like, yeah. Like, this is the kind of thing that we cover on this podcast that just makes me sigh deeply and look into the distance.
Oh, actually, I have one of those quotes for you, if you're interested.
Oh, please do.
Oh, okay. Beginning quote. We have always taken a player-centric approach to building Fortnite. We've learned from our players and have continually enhanced our features, policies, and payment mechanics since Fortnite launched in 2017 and will continue to do so. Fortnite has always respected console-level parental controls, and in June of 2019, we introduced an additional layer of protection with in-game Epic parental controls. On platforms where Epic processes payments, our parental controls enable parents to authorize real money purchases before they are made, and we recently implemented a daily spending limit for players under the age of 13. And then it goes into like other like half-baked nonsense. Here's one where they just try to like hand wash themselves of it. In summary, some of the payment and refund features that are live in Fortnite today include no pay-to-win or pay-to-progress mechanics in player versus player experiences, no paid random loot boxes since 2019, and no gambling ever. A returns ticket system that enables self-service refunds on eligible digital goods without the need to specify a reason. Instant cancellations of cosmetic purchases made with V-Bucks with a recently extended cancellation window. A hold-to-purchase mechanic for all in-game purchases in Fortnite. An updated chargeback policy. And an explicit yes-no choice to save payment information. So, looks like they're starting to get on the right track, but they definitely had to be pulled kicking and screaming to put most of this shit in.
Not ideal, but like at least they have to do it now.
Yeah. I'm glad that the FTC is finally getting off their ass for a bit of this, but I'm not really holding a lot of hope for them. I want to see how the FTC handles these refunds, because like it's very clear that like Epic at some point decided, no, we'll just refund everybody, it's fine, and then like the FTC didn't trust them, and so they demanded that they pay the fine directly to the FTC, and the FTC is going to try to get that money back to customers, and I want to see how they do that.
Yeah, like, is it going to go, like, are people going to get notification of the refund via some email that they'll just ignore, or are they going to get, like, a check in an envelope that looks like junk mail, so they just throw it out? Like, just...
Right.
Ugh.
Unless, and, like, even, other ways that this could get complicated. If they try to make it even faster, where, like, they just, like, drop money in, like, parents' bank accounts somehow, but, like, they need to, like, cooperate with, like, say, like the IRS or someone who has access to that kind of payment information, or if for some reason the FTC has all this payment information from Epic Games, like if they had like subpoenaed all of that and as part of this like investigation, who knows? Like there are a lot of ways that this could go wrong, or that like is ineffective, or just like not fast enough, and I want to see what they do, so I'm going to keep an eye out. Also, the CEO of the husk of Atari, Wade Rosen, has, quote, made a friendly offer to purchase the company after its recent financial results. So, Jesus Christ, I don't know if that's going to go through. But apparently, he's trying to take the whole company private, and who knows what will happen to it after that. I mean, I feel like more companies should be outside the hands of shareholders. But like also there are definitely people that like Atari has swindled into giving them money because they believe it had something to do with the company that used to be Atari. So we'll see how that goes.
You know, it's really weird because I don't like we've reached a point now where I think that like there are people like entering middle age and who have kids who they're introducing to games for whom they themselves have no formative childhood memories playing Atari. Like they're at this point it's like Atari has like generational reputation. Like there are people out there who are like, oh yeah, Atari, and they don't have any like firsthand experience. Like it's
sure.
It almost like it seems like Atari's like biggest value at this point isn't any individual IP associated with Atari, but just like the
name itself.
The name itself, and like I'm surprised somebody like Embracer Group hasn't like absorbed it because of like somebody like Embracer where nobody knows the name Embracer Group, but like if Embracer like bought like Atari's name for like a pittance and then like slapped it like a sticker over top all of their many constituent studios,
that would be insidious.
Yeah, and then like number one, it would be like a way for them to clearly indicate like how large their reach is. You know, like people would suddenly realize like, oh, okay, you're like this is a major publisher. Like they own fucking a shit ton of stuff all over the place. But I could see a company like that having interest in the Atari name because it would allow them to like leverage the respectability that they had developed over the years.
I'm not sure if they really want it though. Like I feel like Embracer is comfortable not really being seen. If that makes sense. Like they want people to see the properties, right? They want people to keep buying Tomb Raider or whatever the fuck the Western like Square Enix was doing and whatnot. They want people to keep buying these games based on like the nostalgia and the IP that they recognize. They just don't care that people know the name Embracer. And honestly, I think that might allow them to move a bit more efficiently, if you know what I mean. And like the same way I think a lot of the things that we complain about with say like Nintendo specifically, where they have like an image to protect in like the Japanese video game like marketplace that keeps them from doing a lot of things that are like interesting or like, you know, profitable or what have you. I think Embracer Group doesn't have those ties. I mean, and it's not just because they're not a company in Japan. I think it's because people aren't really looking at them. So they're just kind of making moves the way that they want to.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Is there anybody out there who you think would benefit from owning the Atari name?
Yes. I think Devolver would benefit from it. If they just took it and started slapping it on stuff, not necessarily everything. I do think there are other companies that could really benefit from it. I think Capcom, if they got the Atari name, they could get a lot of mileage out of it. I think even Sony could as well, just to like ring in the people who recognize that name but didn't like really connect with like the PlayStation era. I'm trying to think. I think independent developers of like a certain size, like close to $1 billion, but over like $1 million. Like, and I know that's a huge range, kind of like those. Well, that's a story later. But I think like designers or publishers of like a certain size can definitely benefit from it. But I don't think gargantuan companies will get a lot of mileage out of it, with the exception of Sony, because I think Sony could use it to pull a different audience than what they're currently pulling. But that would require like a strategy shift. Like if Atari under Sony suddenly started making $100 billion games, I don't think that would help. But I think it'd be a way for them to publish, smaller, like low poly games without confusing the branding that they want to use for Sony, which is the big like blockbuster video game.
Okay. I could definitely see like I could see Sony benefiting from it. I could see them, um, but like it almost feels incompatible with the kind of games that they're focused on developing right now.
I agree with that. And
Yeah.
so like I think what would happen is that like I think that Sony as a company isn't quite unified behind that banner or anything else, honestly, at the moment. And so owning Atari, like the name and like the logo, allows them to like let the people that disagree with that particular point of view, because even though they want to spend $100 billion per video game, they actually don't need everyone to work on that one particular thing. And the people whose efforts would be better spent elsewhere, whether that means courting other games to end up on the system, or like creating games that don't align with that particular vision, could just work under the Atari banner. Like it allows them to basically put dissenters someplace else. As long as they don't starve them for resources, I think it could be beneficial for Sony as a whole.
Okay. Like I was gonna say, like if they like I can think of teams within Sony that if they just branded those individual like development teams as Atari, oh god, what was the name of that little game that like the digital pack-in for PS5s where it was like cute robot and they teach you about all the things that the controller can do, and
Yeah.
and it turned out the game was actually good.
Mm-hmm.
Or shit, I don't know. And I'm sorry, I'm blanking again. Returnal dev team that they just recently bought.
I did already forget their name. Holy shit. But first thing is Astro's Playroom.
Yeah, Astro's Playroom. Which I believe was like what, Team Asobo? Yeah.
And Returnal was made by Housemark.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like Housemark has historically made stuff that it would fit very well within that brand name. Like Returnal was kind of a departure for them.
Correct.
But I could see them like pushing out some stuff and being like Sony is the home of Atari. But like again, like at this point, who does that impress? Like who?
It impresses somebody.
Right.
I don't think we need to deconstruct them at the moment, but like I do believe that there is a market for that content, especially for people who picked up PS5s.
Yeah. Jesus. Just think about like just think about the horrible and hilarious things that Devolver could do while owning that name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just I can't tell whether it's like the best case scenario or the worst, but
I feel like it can go worse. I feel like it can go bigger in both directions.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I this is definitely not the last we've heard of the undead, resurrected corpse of Atari.
Correct.
Like we may very well have heard the last of the undead resurrected corpse of Intellivision, but Atari, there will always be enough interest to like, for another summoning.
Well, if it does help at all, Wade Rosen has been leaning more into blockchain over the past couple of years, and so I actually suspect that if he is able to put together a purchase of Atari, that he's going to take it full blockchain, which means like the things that we're describing may not actually be a problem unless, well, not unless, but probably when they fail, and then whoever ends up buying the Atari name at that point will buy it for a song.
Yeah. Man. All right. Well, what else is going on?
Last thing, it's pretty big. There was a law that was passed in a couple states last year, or actually year before, if I remember correctly, where California and Washington, or rather companies operating in California and Washington, have to publicly publish salaries for any job listing that they post. And that's just any company in those two states. And so that affects, video game companies, obviously, because, Silicon Valley, LA are big spots for video games, but also Washington is a haven for programmers, mostly because of, Amazon, but has also been a place where a lot of indie developers get started, or small companies. And so today is when that law goes into effect, January 1st, 2023. And people who have been watching the job listings that have been going up today have been seeing that the companies that are posting job listings have been posting really huge ranges in order to circumvent the law. Probably one of my favorites is that Netflix is had a job listing for the director of game development, and the range of salary compensation is $150,000 to $350,000. That's what they say, and they haven't even confirmed if that's just base salary or salary plus benefits. So, even though this law was meant to help potential job seekers get a bit more transparency into what kind of jobs they'd be applying for and what they would be compensated at, it turns out that the response from hiring entities has been to obfuscate the process even further.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Absolutely repulsive.
Yeah. That's where we end on this show. That's what we do.
Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to Impossible Coin.
Teagues, you want to throw in your 2 cents about the California and Washington state laws?
Nope.
Cool. Well, everybody, this has been Impossible Coin. It's a show that we do twice a month. You can find it where podcasts are found. We also are available in a couple other places. We stream a couple times a week. We run some events on our Discord, including Star Trek and Anime Nights. And you can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and not SoundCloud. Because even though it's a new year, not quite new us, it still fucks SoundCloud from Impossible Point. In fact, since we're all here, can I get a quick fuck SoundCloud, please?
Yeah, fuck SoundCloud.
Thank you. And there is one bright spot about SoundCloud. There's one untouchable segment of Earth, and it is the place where the man, the myth, the legend who makes our music calls home, which is soundcloud.com/BigSachNJ. And if you don't want to sully yourself with SoundCloud, you can find him on Twitter at Hillary_Swank. Our logo is also a t-shirt, and it was designed by Lauren Moran. You can find her on Twitter at Lauren Moran. She's also on Patreon. She does good shit. And speaking of Patreon, we have one of those too at patreon.com/ImpossibleCoin podcast. But yeah, that's us. That's the show.
We have got to get people back onto this show.
Yeah,
it's a thing that I have said more than once. Like, wow, we should do that, but we should do that.
I mean, to be fair, we've had some very busy personal years, so
yeah,
I think the world can forgive us for not doing more interviews. But if there is someone you'd like us to have on the show, feel free to drop them in our Discord or on our Patreon if you're a patron.
Yeah,
we'll try to get in touch with them.
Mm-hmm.
See what we can do. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, folks.